And we're back with some more Riftbreaker. Today the game has kind of mutated on me. I used to think I knew what was going on here, but they have done some change-ups. Let me demonstrate. For example, here is our orbital scanner. It lets us pick locations on the planet to hop to. Now, we already have two bases up and running. We have our headquarters, which is where we started, and we have our Hazenite concentration area where we built our second base. Now, there is a palladium mining outpost, but, let's ignore that for a minute. Let's go straight to the radioactive desert. Now, my feeling on this was that I was supposed to go to these areas, set up a base, and then set up a mining outpost for whatever was in the region. For example, in the radioactive region, I'm assuming, we're going to set up a uranium mine, and then that uranium would be fed back to our main base for use in all our components and things. However, that's not exactly how it's turned out. Just give me 1 second while they go through all the voiceover. I'm sure there's some quest stuff I'm going to have to do. Now that all the talky talk bits are over, now that we've moved here, we've got an immediate new option, which is Tanzanite. Or is it? It should be under here. Yes, it wants us to research Tanzanite. That means we can finally collect it, which is great because I think we already have a plant producing that back home. At the same time, while we're here, let's have a quick look at something over this side. Now, where did I put it? Ah, yes. Alien Camouflage. Now, you do face these bugs that run around and they're invisible. They run up to you and they try and attack you. If you kill enough of them and connect their DNA, or you scan enough of them with your little scanner thingy, you get access to Alien Camouflage. This can be equipped on your mech. It goes in the movement skill slot. What that allows you to do is do this. Press the shift button and you're now invisible. How invisible are you and what are the limitations on this? Well, put it this way. You can run right up to enemies and they don't even know you're there. Is there any enemies around here? Oh, come on, seriously? No enemies? Nothing? Nope. Whoops. I kind of triggered something there. That's my bad. And you'll notice... Oh, God. That was a very bad example. It seems they can detect me. Or if I touch them, they actually hurt. The point being, in most maps, you can just run around invisible and nothing bothers you. You're pretty much unstoppable. To give you an idea of how ridiculously overpowered this invisibility is, here is one of those little things you can open up. And now, the moment you tap into one of these, it sort of summons a whole bunch of enemies that appear around you. But we're invisible. So, yeah, turns out you can just run into a map, go around, harvest everything, go grab all of this stuff, and then once you're finished here, you know what, let's just go out onto the map and head back home. So, for example, we could go here and open Rift back. And we're gone. We've left that old map behind, and that map is destroyed. Meaning we don't ever, well, we can go back there if we want, but we don't actually have to stay there. It just generates, we go in, rate it for whatever we want, and then head back to base. And while we're away from our home base, we don't have to care. Like, our home bases don't get attacked or raided. Meaning you can go out on missions to just, I don't know, raid enemy planets for fun. So give me a few more minutes. I'm going to play around with this for a bit. Now, bearing in mind, we didn't finish any of that mission at all. All we did was do a little bit of wandering around. If we check this thing here, this is our planter. We can go in and we can find a plant that, let's say this one here. This one produces tanzanite, or whatever that mineral was that we just discovered. And we can now grow that and start harvesting the tanzanite. In fact, yeah, we'll go with that one. Perfect. So with that growing, we now have a stable source of tanzanite, assuming I've plugged in the water supply correctly. Yes, the water is connected correctly. Now that the water is connected, we have a stable source of tanzanite. Oh, and as well as that, these plants can also be scanned. The plants we're actually planting can be scanned to increase our familiarity with it. And the higher your level of familiarity with a plant, the more resources you get out of it. Well, sometimes they're gone a little bit too quickly. But if you want, you could hang around here, or you could run several of these at once and just grind up your familiarity with the plants. So, to recap... Oh, wait, no, let's first go in and have a quick look at... where is it? Weapon construction. When it comes to weapon construction, tanzanite is usually used on the explosive end one. So let's say superior rocket launcher requires tanzanite, the grenade launcher and the mine layer, I believe. Maybe there's one or two others. I haven't actually gotten to the highest level of the nuke missiles yet. Maybe the nuke missiles require it too. Which reminds me, I gotta start playing around with those. But once you go to a place and explore a mineral, you've usually got the plants you need to grow it already. And if you don't have the plants you need to grow it already, well then, why don't we just go back here, back on the planet. We're completely invisible and we can run around with this beam out, and oh my god, why is that so slow? Oh yes, when I'm exploring planets, what I like to use is this stuff, titanium machinery, the superior one, or the advanced one. It increases movement speed, and oh my god, it makes such a difference. If I was just going here to get to try and aim for mods or something, I'd use energy sensors. But this movement speed bonus, ah yes, so much better. And then you can go around and find all the plants you need. And once you find the plants you need, you can go back and grow them to get whatever you want. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what we're going to do for uranium. We already have a plant that can be used to grow uranium. We just need to discover it during the campaign. So allow me to just scout the area to gather sun activity. This will take a minute, and then I have to locate an unusual creature. Yep, back in a moment. While messing around on this map, I seem to have discovered a bug. I sort of left the map while I was invisible, and when I came back, it seems to think that I'm still invisible, but not. So, for example, I can walk right up to enemies, and they don't notice me, and just... Well, let's just say I started blasting. And the enemies can't do anything back. It's kind of, well, ridiculously OP. I don't know what's going on, but you know what? I'm going to enjoy it while it's happening. Now, excuse me while I go murder some bugs and collect some DNA for no other reason than it would be nice. For a bit of fun, we took the rift to the magma zone. Where is it? Volcanic area reconnaissance. Now, this thing slowly damages your mech over time, which should be a problem. However, we have sort of over-researched stuff, so we've got access to the repair tools upgrade, meaning we can regenerate 4 hit points a second, completely counteracting all the magma damage, which makes this a lot easier. Pretty sure this doesn't help us with the invisibility, but hey, what can you do? Now, where are... Is anyone going to attack us? Nope, never mind. Let's harvest this and see what we get. Anyway, long story short, we've just jumped here. We can go scan some plants, probably get something that will help us hopefully produce... Actually, I think this area is for getting access to Ferdinite. But we already have a plant back home that I think is producing Ferdinite, and the Ferdinite is used to produce weapons or something. So all we have to do is go around and scan a bunch of these things. Thank you. What are you? Oh, you're a rock formation. Never mind. Hold on, there's the last one. This gives us 10 of the cryoplant specimens. Oh, damn it. I should probably not be looking there. Got distracted for a second, almost killed me. Now, that should mean research the cryotech to explore the volcanic area. That seems pretty handy. Looks like we have a whole new branch of research to go with. We've got the cryo station, cryogenic atomizer, cryogenic mines, and magnetic pistons, which appears to be a movement booster. I think once we get a few levels down, that'll be superior to most of the other movement boosters, and a plasma engine. You know what? All added to research. And swarm missiles. I have to say swarm missiles are the one that excites me the most. Though still, no uranium. Come on, give me some uranium here. I want the uranium power. We are all done in the radioactive biome. Unfortunately, it still hasn't it hasn't given us uranium, but it has given us access to a new area where we can hopefully get some uranium. But before we do that, let's just have a quick look at the outpost. This is the place where we've been building all those planter pots, basically. And it's actually lists here. When you're on another planet and you look at it, it'll tell you what it's producing. For example, 23.3 carbonium per second, iron, cobalt, palladium. So it's producing 6 palladium a second just from plants. 39 plant biomass. We should really turn that into something, but we'll worry about that later. 11 ferdinite, 3.2 hazenite, 1.4 rhodonite, and 1.3 tanzanite. Which means the only thing we've got left to get is some titanium and some uranium. And once we've got that, we've got all the ingredients necessary to finish out all the tech. So, now that we've done our radioactive reconnaissance, there should be gather uranium ore samples. That should allow us to unlock nuclear tech, plant some nuclear plants. Oh, and there's another one here. Where is it? Build radars in the volcanic area to locate a titanium deposit. I like the idea of this. Oh yes, there is no permanent outpost in this location. Teleporting to a different planetary waypoint will discard this position and you will not be able to return to this area. Yes, we're not going back to the uranium one. You will receive nothing. Yeah, this is supposed to list all the buildings you have on that site. But honestly, we had no buildings we cared about there, or we didn't actually build anything there. We just went in and got the information we needed. You can usually just go in, cloak, grab what you need, get out, and just go back to the Hazenite planet, which is quite safe, has very small raids, and then just plant whatever you need to grow the resources. This is, kind of crazy. Yeah, let's have a quick look around. Oh, where is it? I also built something. Yeah, a nuke launcher. It has a little bit of a oomph. Yeah, I can't wait to play with that toy. But let's just immediately cloak and have a scout. According to the mission objective, we have to go find some uranium using the geoscanner. However, we're cloaked, so we can just take our sweet time, scan whatever plants we find lying around the place that takes our interest, and pretty much just grab whatever you need. This invisibility really does change things quite substantially. Oh god, that's so many bugs. And let's see if we found anything with the geoscanner. And is that uranium? Oh my god, it is actually uranium. Does that mean we can finally do some uranium research? No. Nope. Can't do uranium research. Fine, I'll go get your 500 uranium. Seriously? That is so annoying going around getting all that uranium. Okay. Prepare to set up uranium mining outpost. Download the nuclear energy technology. Download the uranium handling technology. So you mean I just research it and then I can just start growing plants? Yep, that pretty much seems like it. In fact, we are going to pop you right up to there, just below mech engines and stuff. Then all we need is titanium handling. So yeah, time to get out of here. Having moved back to our planter pot, planet? Yeah, we have all of our things being planted here. We are now growing this plant over this side. This plant gives us uranium. So, yeah, who cares about the uranium mission? Let's just plant ourselves some uranium and grow it out of the ground like it was... Actually, that just feels so wrong. Also, if we check under here, it should show, yeah, we have 565 uranium, and that's going to keep going up as we get more and more. There's no crude uranium just yet. That might need to be implemented. Well, that leaves us as the last remaining resource to get before we can finish this out as titanium. Right. Now, where is the titanium mission? Yep. Build radars in the volcanic area to locate a titanium deposit. Well, that seems very realistic. Let's go get some titanium set up. This map is a little bit odd. You land down in it and it's a volcanic area, so you can't actually build in these areas. See the way there's all those flame tiles? You can't build inside there because, well, it's too hot. But what you can do is you can find these plants, these freezing plants that are around the place, and you can build inside their area. What it wants you to do is build radars to locate a deposit of titanium. Has to cover an area of 50, whatever the hell that means. So all I've done is made this little walled-in enclosure. We've got a radar, wind turbine, 1 energy storage, and 1 rift portal. That's it. Then all we're going to do is wander around, invisibilized of course, and find another area and set up in that place. And do the exact same thing. We'll just spread out as far as we can. We just need to find one of those freezy plants around the place. This shouldn't be too hard, though famous last words of course. Second radar outpost configured, and oh yeah, I remembered that I could upgrade these to level 3. Level 3 makes sure that we actually cover a little bit more area. Oh wait, does it require more power though? That might be a problem. Minus 60 energy. Right, so you know what, they flicker on and off. It's fine, it's fine. Even if they flicker on and off, they'll probably all flicker on at the same time at one point, and then we'll just have finished the mission. There we go. Find a deposit with the geoscanner and excavate it. Gather 0 titanium. Perfect. Easy peasy. Let's go cloak and grab this. This is actually turning out to be quite easy. I really wish I'd done this a lot earlier instead of going through all the tech first, because you can pretty much knock these out really quickly, especially if you've got your hands on the invisibility thing. You can pretty much bypass 90% of the enemies. After completing our mission here, this has opened up a new area of the map for us. So if we pop over to here, where is it? Tanzanite? Nope, come on. Uranium mining outpost. Gather titanium in an area of an intense volcanic activity. Sure, let's try not to die, I suppose. No permanent outposts, because there's we haven't actually put a little outpost section here. All of our radars and everything will be lost when we leave. It tries to recycle them, but we don't even have enough space for them, so we don't care. It's sort of weird. You hop between planets, but you're not actually incentivized to stay on any of them unless they're, well, nice for living with, and a lot of them are not nice at all. The plan on this new area is dodge volcanic rocks that will get thrown at you periodically. At the same time, use the geoscanner to find, well, cloak first. Then use the geoscanner to find these titanium deposits. Yeah, we'll just ignore all these weird bugs and things. Ooh, there's a lot of things. Let's just keep searching. We'll find something around here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Now, the question is this one of those weird gravitational areas, and is the titanium going to go flying off into the sky? And no. Perfect. Ooh, that's actually a decent chunk of titanium. Alright, hold on while I go find this. We've got to find 500 titanium. There's going to be a lot of me running around like this. Oh, is that... Yep, not enemies. Oh, while we're doing this running around looking for it, occasionally volcano eruptions happen, and rocks just start falling out of the sky trying to kill us. But it's fine, as long as you just keep moving, and dodging, and ducking and diving and weaving, you're grand. Hey, stop. Damn it. Oh, there it is. This should be our last node we have to tap into. And does that bring us... Come on. Oh, seriously? Yay. Now, let us research titanium. Come on. Oh, God. They're actually kicking the snot out of each other over there. That's kind of nice. Download the titanium handling technology. Well, thank you kindly. It's about damn time. We'll add that on and we'll move that straight to the top. In fact, nuclear power plants... Actually, don't care about the nuclear power plants so much. I think that's the last of the materials. Yep, I think that is. So let's head back to base and start growing ourselves some titanium. Our metal and uranium farms have been doing really well. Actually, let's go check out that attack. This is our defensive area down here. I wish there was more of this. But on this map, for some reason, they always seem to come to this area, and then they get horrifically annihilated by the overbuilding of turrets that I did down here. Hey, nice to come down and occasionally pick up whatever they leave behind, and the repair drones fix everything back up. There's even an automatic mine layer that's showing down mines everywhere. I really wish this was fleshed out more. It's just you sort of need a map where you can funnel them into one location and use this to just annihilate them. Well, maybe in a later stage. But for now, let's go back up here. We are, well, producing an enormous amount of resources. Let's see, we've still got the build menu on. You can see that our titanium is going up. We're at 4,000. Our uranium is at 8,000. We've got palladium, pretty much everything. We've got all the materials coming in. We are swimming in everything we need to build just about anything. However, there is power that we want to build next. What we want to build is these fusion power plants. These things are just all sorts of awesome sauce. Actually, let's have a quick look at nuclear first, because nuclear is just a step below it. If you get nuclear, a basic nuclear power plant costs carbonium, iron, uranium. And then once it's built, it will consume 4 uranium a second, every second, and 50 water, and it'll give you 1,500 energy. Pretty good deal. Well, I'm not sure how much I'm not sure we're producing that much uranium, sufficient uranium to power that. However, the fusion power plant, you have to put in 2,000 uranium, which is twice as much, of course. A bunch of palladium, cobalt, titanium. We got all that stuff. Iron and carbonium. But you get 3,500 energy, and all it consumes is water. 100 water, and you get 3,500 energy. Go with the level 2 variant, and you get 5,000 energy. 5,000. Though it does cost twice as much. Little bit unfortunate, but that's fine. We can definitely build a few of these. In fact, 3 of these should be no problem to build. Of course, they're still a bit expensive. I mean, if you check under titanium there, it's going to take 2,000 uranium to build each one, and we've only got 5,000. So it's time to start thinking about seriously getting some discounts. So for that, we should go under, here, upgrades. Now, I've been just running with a couple of regen mods and a movement speed bonus, though I probably should have upgraded those. Never mind. What we have produced, though, is... Where are we? Yes, maintenance tools. These things are awesome. So it turns out there may be a little bit of confusion going on here. These maintenance tools, for some reason, they only show 3 effects, but they actually have 4. For example, you notice under here it's got building cost minus 12, building speed minus 12, FP regen cooldown, which I think is to do with your shield, and cooldown minus 12. That's for your ability cooldowns. So this seems to give all 4 of these, but only 3 show up here. It's a bit odd, because if we go under construction, you can see, where is it? Defensive gear? No, maintenance tools. Here we are. Under maintenance tools, building speed minus 12%, building cost minus 12%. However, you seem to get some extra ones on top of that. So for our mech, what we've got out of it is... FP regen minus 1.2 on that one. This one gives plus 40 hit points on top of all the other stuff. This one seems to give a force field on top of everything else, so randomly. And this one over here, FP regen cooldown again. So we now have a little shield on top of that. But the most important bit is that's minus 48% on construction costs. So if we now go to this incredibly expensive fusion plant, it's gone from 2,000 titanium to 1,040. That means we can now build, like 5 of them? Nice, as opposed to the 2 we could build before. Well, let's go back to our home planet and start sorting this out. We have not been back home in a while, so I'm expecting things to be a little weird. Oh, also, when you're out here on this, you can't see what our Hazanite encampment is. It's not showing me the resources down here in the bottom right that we're generating, but that's fine. I'm sure once we go back home to headquarters, it will show it. Then we'll be able to tell exactly how much uranium and titanium we're producing. Back on our home planet, we can see that a lot of resource nodes have died. Those ones in red, yeah, they have been depleted. We've depleted a lot of them. Yeah, well, doesn't matter. We've still got loads of resources. Plus, we have plants that we can use renewably. As well as that, you can also use the mineral scanner to start scanning around, and we'll find new deposits pretty quick, I'd say. Also, there's plenty we haven't tapped into. Come on, give me another one. You can, very rarely, though I have seen it, you can find geothermal vents this way, which is a bit crazy considering geothermal vents don't evaporate, as in they're around forever afterwards. I presume there's a limited amount, though. I think what we'll do is go find a nice open area near some water and start putting down our fusion power plants. Oh, oops. I was upgrading stuff and I accidentally upgraded the headquarters. Well, I didn't mean to do that for a while. You know what? Let's go kill some bugs. Yeah. How are we looking over here? You're pretty reinforced. We'll not worry about you. How are you looking over here? Oh god, you're not reinforced at all. One moment. There we go. Much more resilient looking. Now, where's the last one? How are you looking over here? Oh, come on! Much better. Now, before we let the attack hit, let's have a quick look under equipment. There's a couple of changes we made. One is, we've got ourselves some new spears. Superior spears that do an awful lot of damage. For example, this one does 134, this one does 228. Though, I'm not sure how much we'll be using the spears, but for old time's sake, I just thought I'd equip them up. We also have a minigun on one side, and a railgun on the other side. The railgun, there's the laser and the railgun. Now, the railgun has higher DPS, and it goes in a straight line and pierces a lot of stuff. The laser is very similar in many ways, but just not quite as good, I find. You know what? We'll test them out a bit. Let's go find some stuff to kill. Yeah, minigun just shreds stuff. Oh wait, I'm still using that thing. Give me another spear, actually. Yeah, here we go. Hey, guys. I have 2 red dual-wielding spears that can slice through God knows how many of you right now. Seriously? Is that it? Come on. This is like the max level headquarters upgrade and you guys aren't even trying. Oh, I should probably actually switch to a combat loadout as well. That would be an idea. Under these, I've got them down as the maintenance tools. Much better. Massive shielding and a little bit of extra radar coverage and everything else. Alright, you guys are no fun. Let's go try out this place instead. Oh, would you look at that. There's far more of them to kill. Quick grenade there, quick grenade there. Dear, hey, just die already. Yeah, I think we've thinned out some of those. Let's try this one over here. Oh, seriously. They're everywhere. Oh my god. That is a lot. Thank God for grenades. The grenades just make an absolutely ungodly mess. Yeah. The whole plan behind this is, even though we don't have turrets or anything like that, what we can do is just soak the hits. So if we go back over here, the walls just soak up so much hits, we get plenty of time to kill everything. We don't even need turrets. If you tried to turret this, like, think about the amount of time and effort and resources and all the different locations you could hit. Instead, you just throw down a few wall segments. The wall segments soak everything. And then sure, you have to do a little bit of repairs, but by a little I mean very little. All these areas usually are equipped with a repair drone, which I didn't put a repair drone here, but I will in a minute. Anything else left? That one looks to be the most active. Yeah, once this is mopped up though, that'll sort of be the end of it. Let's skip this forward a tad, shall we? Oh, grenades. Having come back here, this whole place has been repaired quite handily by the little drone over here. This thing has, just repairs all the walls. So this is pretty low maintenance to do. You just have to pop back over every time there's an attack. However, it sort of counts for everywhere. Everywhere you can possibly get attacked. Like you'll see there's reinforced walls here. Just when a place gets attacked, I bother and go and reinforce the walls. Otherwise, I just don't care. And oh my god, how did the power get severed? Alright, mess cleaned up. It's time to start making fusion power. For that, we're going to need water. And we're back to our good old geothermal generator. Now, these geothermal vents, though, when you upgrade them, you'll see that the mud down there it's giving us, 100 mud? Let's crank this up a second and see how much mud it gives us. After a quick few upgrades, this is now producing 200 mud a second, which we are turning into 200 water, which is probably not going to be enough. But you know what? We can at least put down one of these power plants. The next episode is going to be all about, finishing this off. Well, I want to put down a whole bunch of defensive turrets, maybe make a mass kill pit, because I assume once we start activating the rift, things are going to get incredibly hairy. Well, at least I hope so. First things first, we're going to power, we grab fusion power plant, we'll just chuck that right there, I suppose? Yeah, that'll do fine. And then please tell me I had those mods installed. Yeah, I did put the maintenance ones back in, that's excellent. I really did not want to pay the full whack for that. That thing's pretty expensive. And then we'll just grab a water pipe. Perfect. And done. There we go. That's 3,500 energy added to the network. The reason we need that energy is all to do with the rift generator. Where is it? Yes, this sucker here. The rift technology thing. For that, we can only build one of them, but it requires 10,000 energy, 100 water per minute, or 50 supercoolant, and 50 supercharged plasma. The plasma we can get from making a plasma converter. It takes 100 plasma and converts it to 50 supercharged plasma, which is, yeah, that's pretty close to what we need. Or is it? Whatever. We'll figure it out in the next episode. Ooh, quick tip.
Iron deposit depleted.
Have you ever found these big trees that you can't get rid of? I mean, they seem like they're just part of the environment, and like even with the railgun, you still can't go through them. Well, it turns out nukes can get rid of them. Ah, beautiful. It just makes the environment so much cleaner. Slightly more irradiated, of course. I think the most disgustingly bizarre thing about this whole game is plants. I don't get it. This is the outpost section, the Hazanite outpost, where we're collecting plants, or we have a bunch of plants running. All of this income is just from plants. So, okay, let's ignore all that stuff down there. Say tanzanite, rhodonite, hazenite, ferronite. All of these are just used with the production of exotic weapons. That's pretty much their only purpose, and we've got enough just running off plants. We haven't actually completed any of the real quests involving those. We just got whatever it was that was the basics we needed to get them accessible or mining or research them, and then we just threw down some plants and we're done. Then you've got your titanium, uranium, palladium, cobalt. All of those are actually handy for building stuff, or necessary for... The cobalt and palladium are necessary for building some of the later game items, or the higher level ones, and the uranium and titanium are all for the high-end power stuff, which is sort of end game. And all of that is all coming from plants. Even their carbonium and the iron, all of that is coming from plants as well. Oh, and plant biomass. We have 45.1 plant biomass coming in. I think 2 plant biomass can run a generator, which is worth about 1,000 power. So, yeah, that's a lot of power coming out of there in biomass as well, that we can export to any planet we want. That's ridiculous. You can't really export power between planets, but you can export biomass. Who knows? Anyway, I am going to cut this out here. I think the next episode is going to be all about tapping in and finishing off the rift. And then once we have the rift made up, I'm going to assume we're going to get swamped from all sides. Well, we better. In just wave after wave of enemies. That's going to require me to build an enormous amount of turrets. Well, that's the hope anyway. That is the hope. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed and good luck.
Base is under attack.
Carbonium deposit depleted.
Iron deposit depleted.
Carbonium deposit depleted. Carbonium storage is full. Build more storage facilities.